Okay, I'm going to make a spectacle of myself. Is this thing working? Yes, it is working. Alright, so, if you're coming to Japan and, oh my god, oh my lord, oh my lord, if you're coming to Japan and you see something like that, don't be too alarmed. That is Mount Fuji. But before you get there, you may need to stop at a 7-Eleven to get some cash. It's very important that you do that because American cards, like Visas, MasterCards, I've discovered that they don't work in most places. So you got to go to the 7-Eleven. And they call them 7&I Holdings. So you kind of got to understand that that is a 7-Eleven. They've changed the name. The ATMs here, they all work in 7-Elevens with an American debit or MasterCard. And if you're coming to Japan, the cash is king. It just is. You need to pay with cash because you just have to. You can bring cash here, go to the bank. You're not going to get the best rate of return. You know, you're not going to get the best exchange rates like you would if you actually use your debit card. It just seems to work better that way. It costs literally less than $1, less than $2, excuse me, less than $2 to exchange, but you get the highest exchange rate. If you go to a bank, they're going to charge you to exchange your cash, and they're going to give you not as good of a rate. And I'm just in awe because Teresa didn't see it. I told her, I said, you know, Mount Fuji is like right here. And she's like, no, it's not. It's like 20 kilometers away. Well, it may be 20 kilometers away, but I'm looking right at it. Yeah, so there's a lot of really neat things to see in Japan if you're going to come to Japan. We rented a car, and renting a car is, you know, not for everyone because, you know, you're driving on the wrong side of the road. The signs look different. Their stop signs look like yield signs, only red with kanji writing on them. So, yeah, it's definitely different to do that. There's plenty of public transportation that you can take. It's reasonable. You got to know that you can't get Wi-Fi everywhere like you would think. Wi-Fi in Japan is kind of tough to come by, even at the rest stops, because you can't read the terms of agreement that come across your phone. So you kind of do this guessing game, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be able, maybe you'll be able to read your emails, but you're not going to put anything out. 7-Eleven has really good Wi-Fi, so these are places that you can really get into, you know, your travel. You can stock up on really good food. I mean, really good food. Teresa's in here chowing down on something that looks like tentacles from some animal that lives in the ocean. I don't even know what, but she loves it. Yeah, so I guess I'm going to get on with my day because we're going to go look at that thing. I don't think she saw it. I know she didn't see it. We walked out together, and it's just kind of a neat sight. I think this is a road. What do you think?
It's a road.
You sure?
No, it looks like a private driveway.
Oh, it could be a private driveway. They got the most beautiful view in the world until that thing erupts. Yeah, I think we are. In a private driveway. What is this?
Look at that house.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's pretty.
Solar panels.
Trying to ruin everything that solar panels shit.
Alright. Ruins the views. We'll make it right.
Yes. Too bad it just don't show into the camera much.
Really?
Yeah, it's too white, look.
Stop sign. No.
No, you're driving too quick. I was trying to get the... Oh, you're so pretty.
You'll see when you come with me.
Why don't you stop right there? I would like to take a picture.
We'll take a picture, but I want to get up here away from these houses next to the Vigor Club. Look at these logs. Very nice. No wood visor. That's cedar. They're cedar. That's what they are. Look, baby. Stop sign. A little different than... Yeah, so here's the farms. What do we got? It's feeding some kind of animals. I can't tell by the shit, but I think it's pigs.
Is it?
Yeah, I think they're hogs. Definitely animals for sure.
Oh, I smell their shit.
Oh, there's cows in there. There's cows. You hear that crow? Okay, so there's Mount Fuji. It's kind of hazy today here. We haven't gone to the normal tourist attractions. I just never do that. I wonder if there's people up there. I'd have to zoom in there, but it looks like there's actually traffic up there. I don't know. But anyway, so we're kind of going along, and we happen upon a cemetery. Now, I don't know. I mean, this is a big cemetery. I'm pretty sure that this is a military cemetery. I'm not 100% sure, but there's different... I don't know this is the best thing to do here, but I just thought that it was neat. There's all kinds of writing on here, on all these stones, and they're all the same, but it looks like a military cemetery. So, I can't read kanji, so I don't know, but you can walk. We're here, and you can walk. There's a thing there, and you can go up onto another bunch of cemetery stones, but I won't spend much time here. I just thought that was really neat to see Mount Fuji from this vantage point. And it is big, by the way. The thing is not small. And we just came up through a bunch of farmland, so maybe we'll film that on the way back, because, you know, it'd just be kind of cool to film that. Anyway, I guess that's just me talking. I'm not going looking for people that have committed suicide in a forest like some YouTubers we all know. That's just not me. But there is a vast forest here. Anyway, you can see that. That's where the last time it erupted, it came down there.
They call those mulch in there.
Yeah, it's a warm season grass. Summer grass is what that is. They're doing something with it. I don't know what.
Wasting all that.
Oh, it's all rocky. That's why. It's all full of volcanic rock.
Is that why?
Yeah, I saw some big old rocks. I'd be mowing it.
Farm the shit out of it, right?
Farm the shit out of this.
Pokey.
You recording?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so farming in Japan. Very small amount of farming in Japan. There's not much. Not that I can see any of the areas that we've gone. And we have done over 1,000 miles in Japan.
Not miles, kilometers.
No. We have done over 1,000 miles in Japan. As far as kilometers go, we have done almost 1,700 kilometers.
Oh, did we make that much?
Yeah.
Cool.
So we're, you know, but I'm starting to get sick. I can feel it. It's not good. But anyway, they're very small. Like this here is a field. This little thing here, they raise vegetables and stuff in there, and there's a lot of them. It's really weird. I thought there would be more, but there's only 20% of Japan that is farmable, I guess, and I think that number's shrinking because, from what I can see, from the farms I saw, we were up at Mount Fuji, and in the, I guess you would call them the foothills to it, there was some agriculture there. It just looks like Japan doesn't treat their farmers very well. at all. The buildings are run down. Their vehicles are pretty, old. Everybody else in Japan's got brand new vehicles. The farmers don't get that luxury. Old trucks, maybe they don't want them, but I'm pretty sure they would love to have them. I did see a New Holland tractor though, and it was recent, definitely within 4 years old. It was nice. I think it was like a T6, which is a pretty good sized tractor for here. Yeah, so if you look, Teresa can point the camera over there. That's the size of their fields. These little.
There's rail, I can't really get
you
it.
can see there. They're just little rice paddies. There's nothing great.
Hope I won't drop it.
Don't drop it.
Drop.
Oh, here. They're over here too. So you got like that little spot there. They've got these little tractors, and you'll see in the other video, or the video that's with this, where I went to that dealership. They'll plow that up and plant something there, and that's their field. It's all rototilled. That place that I went to, that dealership, it was a rental agency, if I'm right. Right? They rent those. So all those tractors they're rented, tillers, and they all look like they're ready to go to work. Everything that was there, the combines and all that stuff. But I couldn't imagine renting a combine. But I guess they do. They're not that complicated of a machine to operate. Yeah, so the tea farmers seem like they're making out pretty good, but the run-of-the-mill animals, anything with animals, they just don't look like they're doing very well. It's kind of sad, too, because if you have a resource like farming in this country and you can't feed yourselves, don't you think you'd treat your farmers a little better so that they could, do better, make a little bit more money, make a little bit more grain or food for the public, instead of just relying on outside sources like the United States, which, I'm not going to complain if Japan's even buying anything from the United States at this point in time. I know they stopped buying when we went GMO, and I've seen signs about genetically modified, basically no GMO, where they don't want it. They don't want it. They don't need it. They don't feel they need it. They don't want it. So they're buying it from other countries that don't have GMOs. But here's a nice farming community. And if you look at it, you can just tell that it's not pristine like the rest of the places. Everything in Japan is like spick and span. And you get down here and it's just not. I don't know. It doesn't seem like they're being treated very well. But anyway, we're going through a tunnel, so let's see what happens when we get out the other side. Are we recording?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm deathly ill. I feel like somebody kicked me in the balls repetitively for 45 hours. Right?
Yeah.
That's about what I feel like. Holy shit, man, this chick flies. Yeah, so what can I say about this? The light's green. Alright, so what I can say about this is where the tsunami happened in 2011.
Then make a right turn.
I didn't realize that it would be here. I didn't even try to look for it. Teresa's friend and family, they were in the tsunami. What did she say? It was up to her chest?
Yeah.
That would have been about up to my waist then. Because she's short. And I think that when...
Yes.
Okay, cool. Teresa does know Japanese. She'll tell you she doesn't. She's a liar. Right?
And that.
Yeah, she's pretty good at it. So anyways, if I remember right from when I watched this on TV, this was Japan's best farmland. The heart of its farming communities. And obviously, now that it's daylight, I can see that it is. Some actual farming goes on here, where before, every other farming community that I went through, I was rather disappointed as to the size of the fields. What the hell is that thing?
Field?
It's
a yellow one. Mustard?
Could be mustard. There's all kinds of stuff going on in here. But that house there, just these tiny little houses. So this is where the tsunami happened. We'll probably come back to the beach and take a look at it, and you'll see how close we actually are to the ocean. When I say close to the ocean, I mean from our hotel room we could spit. Yeah, it was expensive, I think, because of that. But all this stuff here was gone. Gone. Teresa's friend's house was gone. She lives in public housing because the threat of another tsunami is still happening. Huh?
That was a cabbage.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff growing in here. So they're getting a jump start. You can see the little tunnels here in the greenhouses. There's a lot of stuff being grown in there. Oh, that looks like all kinds of herbs and stuff in there. Wow. So yeah. So that's what this is. Definitely a different type of agriculture. Teresa's friend's husband, I can't remember his name. What was his name?
Shingo.
Singo?
Shingo.
See, I can't even remember my own name half the time, and I was sick. I'm sick, so it's kind of crappy, but I can't remember anything. But he says that the way we farm in the United States, there's nowhere in Japan that anything is like what we use. So I wonder what the hell they're scraping. Okay, so it's just me and William here. My bedroom door is open. Just wanted to go over this a little bit real quick, within a minute, about our trip to Japan. I got deathly ill. The last 2 days of being in Japan, I was sick. By the time I got back to the Philippines, it was 7 days of basically I'm in bed. I was pretty bad, pretty sick. They gave me some really good medications. Now, I don't know why I never posted this video of Mount Fuji, but if you ever go into Japan, like I said in the beginning of the video, 7-Eleven is your friend. They have the best food in 7-Eleven. I'm not saying that that's where you should eat every time, but if you're really hungry and you need good food, 7-Eleven or 7 and I Holdings. The other one is the ramen houses. Go to the ramen houses. You will eat very well, very reasonable. You don't have to go to 5-star restaurants to eat. You can take your kids to the ramen houses and actually have a decent meal for cheap. Same thing in 7-Eleven. Reasonable. Your debit cards will work there. Your MasterCard, Visas, they will work in those machines. But if you go to like a gas station and put in your regular card, not going to work. But they do take cash at the gas pumps. So if you are going to rent a car, just be wary. The signs are all backwards and different, and like a yield sign is a stop sign there, and I think the yield signs are round. It's just really weird signage and stuff. So if you're not a confident driver, please don't do that. Hire a driver, or if you got the money, hire a driver, or use public transportation if you're going to do the city tours like in Tokyo and stuff like that. You can get public transportation, but it's going to take a lot of money. Cost us about, for the 7 days that we were there, I think it was 7 days that we were there. Might have only been 5. I don't know, however many days that we were there. It cost about $600 for the car. Tolls will get you. We spent about $400 in tolls. So there are cheaper ways to get around Japan. It's just going to take you 10 times longer. But yes, so that's just my information on this video. If you enjoy traveling, I have become a travel bug. I really like to go see different places and other cultures and stuff. And the one bit of advice that I can say is don't be an American when you go there. Be very respectful. Try to absorb the culture. Don't project your culture on them because they will not like you. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you're going to go in there and say, well, I'm an American and I deserve everything. No, that's just going to get you a punch in the face, a kick in the balls, and you might get the shit kicked out of you. That's all that I can say about that. But now it's 3 minutes in, so I'm done. Enjoy. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, well, I'm sorry. I know it's not my normal video stuff, but I didn't film anything yesterday. But stay tuned for tomorrow because I got regularly scheduled stuff.